Is running a red light dangerous driving? According to the BC Court of Appeal, it might not be. It really depends on the circumstances. The BC Court of Appeal today released a decision in a long-awaited judgment involving an accident that happened as a result of a person running a red light in downtown Vancouver. The accident had tragic consequences in that a baby was unalived and its father was also injured as well in the collision. The case went to the BC Provincial Court, and the driver was acquitted of the offense of dangerous driving causing death on the basis of the judge's determination that the reflexive and automatic nature of driving means that some people will have momentary lapses of attention, even ones with tragic consequences that don't amount to dangerous driving. The BC Court of Appeal considered the Crown's appeal and determined that the judge did not apply the law incorrectly. The judge correctly reviewed the applicable law and determined that this was one of those situations on the spectrum of driving that fell closer to the end of a momentary lapse of attention that didn't amount to a marked departure from the standard of a reasonably prudent driver. This is what dangerous driving is in Canada. Dangerous driving is defined as a marked departure from the standard of a reasonably prudent driver. And in order for somebody to engage in conduct that's a marked departure, yes, some conduct that does amount to a momentary lapse of attention can also rise to the level of a marked departure, but it doesn't mean that it automatically will. Even things that we see, like running red lights. If you think about it, running a red light, if you kill somebody, is really no different than running a red light when nobody's around late at night and you get a camera ticket. It is the same action, typically, that leads to the running of the red light. I mean, some people will deliberately do that. That's dangerous driving for sure. If you choose to run a red light knowingly, you're committing dangerous driving. But if you inadvertently run a red light, as many people do, you can get a ticket that has no points and doesn't go on your driving record. So it doesn't make sense that you can also be convicted of dangerous driving causing death simply because the consequences of your action were different. We don't punish in the law on the basis of the consequences of the action, but instead on the basis of somebody's level of moral blameworthiness. And the dangerous driving law cannot function in a way that it captures people who are morally blameworthiness or who have a low level of moral blameworthiness into the criminal justice system when they are properly captured under the provincial regulatory schemes for driving. Hopefully that makes it make sense for you. I know that a lot of people are upset about this decision because they feel that the tragic consequences should warrant a stiff penalty, but the reality of our law and the reality of our lives is that sometimes people make terrible mistakes with tragic consequences, and that's all that this was.